So, I think it's safe to assume that you know who GamerTube is. He's a pretty popular YouTuber, does a lot of horror concepts, and he also talks like this. But I'm going to take one of his most famous concepts, his Fnaf stuff, and make it into a singular game with its own unique lore and such. I know I've made these videos before, but I'll be honest, it did not go out the way I intended. So this time, I'm gonna try and do it in a single video. This is Fnaf Anonymous Amusement. Again. I think I've told... Well, you know what? Nah, this time I'll let you figure out the lore. And also, I'll be skipping over the phone calls for now. I'll do that in a separate video. So, yeah. Credits to Casey, my good friend, for making these office designs. So yeah, first up is Lester. So yeah. And I'll be, these designs will be, these designs, again, they're based off of GamerTube's drawings, which are really well made, I'll be honest. I love those videos. And their mechanics are mostly the same. Oh yeah, each hour one of these guys gets introduced. So, yeah, have fun. Oh yeah, there's 9 nights, maybe? I might add a custom night, I'm not sure. I doubt it. I don't really have enough time to add one while I still have my Chromebook. Farmland fun. And here's the first of the unique mechanics, the ceiling vents. So the ceiling vent up above, animatronics can climb through it. You also have a magnet gun. It's only got 3 bullets, though. So, use them wisely. Ugh. Henry is by far the creepiest, I think. Something about some of these animatronics are really creepy. So yeah, I have to give credits to him. Oh yeah, Henry and Petey have different mechanics. In the videos, you had to roam around the actual area, but that doesn't really work with with my version of this story and the gameplay. So instead, this dude can approach from both doors. Listen for the scraping of the claws, like it says there. Of course, her mechanic is the same, but Peter's is different. He can walk through the right door and sabotage them. If he does that, use the magnet gun and scare him off. But again, you only have 3 shots, so make sure he doesn't get in. Bruce is the same, mostly. Also, yes, he does. Yes, he is one of the few animatronics to actually climb into the vents. Yeah, Duke over here. Yeah, he breaks down doors. If you see him in the hallway, close it then. Don't close it when he's in front of the door. He will just break it down. Water Wonderland. This is, the shutter door. Takes forever to close. And also, disables the other 2 doors. If all else fails, hide on another table. But it won't work on 2 animatronics. Sam's simple. Sid, yeah. I love that this dude has, 4 knives. Then Lucy, I can imagine her being tricky. Her whole, light mechanic. Trying to trick you into picking the wrong light. In the wrong door. Ugh. God, I know he's supposed to be creepy, but dear God, that's nightmarish. And Eddie, of course, he's basically with Earth Foxy. Scare him off with a light. Oh yeah, Casey forgot to do a unique office design for Insect Kingdom. I haven't forgotten. But yeah, the air vents don't have doors. Instead, they have fire extinguishers, which are used to scare off people. I will give you a tiny bit of lore here. These animatronics were remodeled versions of old Fazbear mascot suits. I'll let you guess which animatronic was based off of which character. Some of them more obvious than others. Also, this thing has changed as well. Instead of basically just being the puppet, uh, instead this thing roams around the office. I mean, it roams around the building. You can't find it. You can't physically see it, so instead you have to listen for its music box. That's the only way to track it. And then Gary is essentially a mini boss, appearing. Actually, I should probably change that to 3 a.m. Yeah, appearing halfway through the night, and yeah, he can approach anywhere and make cameras act weird. At the end, he'll charge you with the other animatronics. Now, this office also has two vents, but this time, instead of a fire extinguisher, you have the flash bulb. I'm not... Yeah, you can see why a bunch of different series, different mechanics could have some problems being consistent. Maybe I'll just replace the magnet gun with the flash bulb stuff instead. I think it'd make more sense, but... Or replace... Yeah, maybe. Not sure. But yeah, I love Spike. I love that he just chews on stuff like a freaking puppy. That's great. Then Murphy. I think he's real creepy. Then PD. I changed him. Instead of being a Foxy, he blocks the cameras with his big ol' head. The Compy crew, I love them. I also gave them names. Carla, Charlie, and Claire. And then Tracy. Yeah, turns out an oven in an animatronic isn't a good idea. And then Larry. Alright, Desert Diner. This area has the night vision and back vent. Okay, the office is having different layouts. I think that could work. I'm just not sure about the different, devices. The night vision for, only one part of the building, that doesn't make sense, but... Okay, here's how I'm gonna do this. The flash bulb... Okay, the flash bulb is for scaring off I think all three of them at the same time. The night vision, you use it to track animatronics, but it drains power. The flash bulb scares off certain animatronics. The magnet gun is the last resort. There. Oh yeah, these guys I had to actively sketch myself since there were no real reference images for these guys. Seriously, I couldn't find anything. So I had to use their, normal designs and make them look messed up based on my memories of the video. So yeah, Scott here was modified. By whom? You'll see. Randy was also modified. These two are more distractions, breaking cameras and making audio cues. Oh yeah, Arnold also somewhat got modified. He got weird things placed inside of him. Legitimately, there's like weird endo looking things inside of him in the video. It's weird. Everyone's favorite, Cactus Kid. Yeah, he's just a jerk, basically. Victa, the vulture. Make sure that make sure your doors are closed when the lights are red and everything's all scary. Then the second boss, quote unquote, Fiona. Well, okay, Gary and Fiona aren't really bosses per se, but they are definitely more difficult to deal with. And they do appear halfway through the night, so you could treat them as mini bosses of sorts. She appears just out of frame and via the right door and the vent. Make sure that she can hop on the ceiling. Make sure she's fully gone. Next up is Swamp Shayak. And yeah, here's the unique mechanic. The window. Yeah, you can't really open. Yeah. You can close the vent and the door this time, but the window is there for tracking. Greg over here. Yeah. Like, this also works. Like, you still have the flashbulb in this area, so yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean with this mechanic. Alright. So yeah, I hope you understand. So yeah. Greg is here. Sadie is here. She uses the vents. Fergus was also modified by the intruder. His croaking being the most reliable way to track him down. And also the window, of course. Stanley basically is a nuisance of sorts. Not really attacking you, but he can be pretty devastating if his presence aren't dealt. If you don't deal with his presence immediately. Yeah, I'm thinking you can get rid of the presents. You just have to be very quick before they open. If not, then stuff will go wrong and you'll probably lose. And then Casey, I can't even imagine the sound when you hear the clicking noise when he's crawling. Ugh. Creepy. Final area, Paul Palooza. No real new mechanics. Instead, I'd argue this is more about difficulty, the final test of your skills. Patrick, yeah, this is when the series became really creepy in my opinion, this area. Yes, I know that the desert and the swamp areas technically were made at a later date, but I put this one last purely because of thematic reasoning. Then, of course, there's Preston. Yeah, seriously, watch those videos, especially these ones. They are genuinely creepy. Flat out, like, he perfectly nails the analog horror vibe he's going for. Also, it helps that these characters have genuinely creepy designs. Like Aurora. Ugh. I love how all of the animatronics are basically broken. I might even make it into a minigame they have to fix them. Yeah, okay, Luca is it's not well designed in my opinion. I think that's my fault mostly. Like, look at the endo. It's like the head is floating. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like it. I should have fixed that. Oh yeah, this dude has a ball. He'll bounce it out. He'll bounce it in. Strange stuff starts to happen. He'll then try to get in. This is who you're looking for. Oscar. He is an actual boss fight. Everyone else disappears. And trust me, this guy is I'd imagine he'd be very difficult to deal with. Messing with cameras, messing with doors. But at least you only have to deal with him for 1 hour. Right? Not quite. Oh yeah, this is the Playtime with Percy boss theme. Because I do not know how to compose music, flat out. So yeah. Plus, I think this fits. Your final boss, the glitch entity. Yeah. This guy's mechanics, yeah, he's a full-on boss fight. He can basically, what he can do is basically anything he wants. He can appear on any camera, no real patterns to when he appears. That's his main tactic. Scare strategies, fear tactics, confusion, trying to disorient you. Multiple versions of himself, glitching cameras, malfunctioning doors. The only way to really deal with him is basically trying not to succumb to the fear. Trying to track the real one. The only way to scare him is light. Eventually, you find him, confront him, and destroy him. Ending this for good. Well, almost ending this. Well, I've got game over screens to show first. And of course, there are posters around, most of which contain lore for this story. The 9th one, however, is in the last area. It only spawns when you defeat the glitch entity. And when you click it, he appears. The most terrifying entity in the history of Fnaf. An entity known by one name. Bear 5. You have mere seconds to live, and every one of those seconds that is not spent running, it is only getting closer. Gameplay-wise, he's even harder than the glitch entity. Dude can just basically do anything. Dude just flat out doesn't make sense, breaking the mechanics of the game just to mess with you. But this isn't completely hopeless. There's one last hope. At 6 a.m., the 6 cornerstones of Fnaf all circle around. They then go into you. You're filled with lore. Bear 5's defense weakens to 0. The sheer power of lore and community has weakened him greatly. Perhaps every time he appears, he's much slower now, and every time he appears, you can now attack him. Attack him 20 times, he'll glitch out, scream, and lose. And you'll finally be able to win. You'll then get the final trophy you need. Thank you for playing very much.